Wait, so you're telling me I can't break into your rail yard and paint a locomotive into a random paint scheme?
Sir, what the hell are you calling for? This is a Tex-Mex.
Heritage units, the ultimate foam power.
If you ever get word of one of these things leading a train, it's safe to expect the main line to be packed with everyone and their cat trying to get a video of it. I mean, like, why wouldn't they? It's an assortment of colors different from the usual, or just some logos if you're BNSF.
So let's look into this world of units designed to appreciate the past and that have simultaneously pleased the future. The world of heritage units.
Heritage units are a rather new thing as a whole for the rail industry. Most heritage units started coming about in the early 2000s on the Union Pacific Railroad and Norfolk Southern. Heritage units, as the name states, are meant to honor the history of the railroad it's on, whether that be a past paint scheme or a railroad that once ran on those tracks.
Once the first few heritage units started rolling out, other railroads who also had random locomotive and an appreciation for past equipment decided foaming was on the schedule for that decade.
Most of these units were a past paint scheme painted on a loco still in service. However, some railroads, not wanting to please the rail fans too much, decided that just slapping a bunch of logos on it would work.
BNSF is a prime example of this. They had some awesome paint schemes in their past, and what did they do?
BNSF rail fans have not recovered since. Now, of course, there are the elusive Amtrak heritage units. Other than the freight heritage units, these are the ones that have seen the most places and had the highest mileage. There was a batch in 2011 for Amtrak's 40th anniversary, which consisted of all P42s, and then the one in 2021 for their 50th anniversary, which was all P42s and then 301 because we needed the ALC 42 with the worst PTC issues to have this paint. Why they didn't put it on 300 will always boggle my mind, but hey, maybe that's secretly a blessing, because 301 got its issues fixed because they were only software, and 300 got hit with a water truck, so...
Honestly, just pick your poison.
And then we have the new CSX heritage units, the units that will further prove my point that the railfan community will find a way to make anything slightly bad seem like the worst thing in the world.
I never hated these heritage units. I just thought, hey, it's cool CSX was getting some form of heritage unit. But you see, CSX made one fatal flaw there, and it's that they didn't paint the whole locomotive. So guess what happened?
Did the railfans complain? Did they? Did they? Take a look at this compared to this and tell me if you think they did. Yeah, these CSX heritage units were received pretty poorly, which, while yes, are a bit worse than the UP and Norfolk Southern ones, they got way more hate than they should have. The whole reason why everyone hated them was because the paint didn't cover the whole locomotive. I didn't want just any mansion, I wanted a 3-story one.
At least you guys in the East have heritage units. Over here in San Diego, when we even hear about a heritage unit possibly touching the San Diego County line, Congress shuts down.
Now, of course, sometimes people get impatient waiting for railroads to do something they really don't have to do, and will only do if they're feeling like it that quarter. And so, they react accordingly by vandalizing a locomotive into a heritage paint scheme. What?
Recently, there have been a group of people going around painting various locomotives into heritage paint schemes. Oddly enough, most of these locomotives have been CSX locomotives. Now, ain't that just a coinky-dinker?
Now, there are two types of vandalized heritage units. Ones that are actually professionally painted and look like the official thing, like how the hell is this good? And then there are the ones where someone just slaps an old railroad's logo on an existing locomotive.
All in all, I feel like people have forgotten that heritage units are something we should be glad for in any occurrence, even if they are just some logo slapped on the side of a locomotive.
Moral of the story, be glad if you get a heritage unit on a railroad running near you, because there are some places where a Phase 1 door put on a Phase 2 cab car is about the coolest thing we get.